The internet is going crazy after finding out that Starfield was nerfed, but not just nerfed big time. But we have some official comments directly from Todd on that matter, and to add to that, a big teaser on something that hopefully changes in another teaser on what is said to be a larger update that is going to include new features in this game. We also have some players who once felt overwhelmed with the game to now saying, is that all? And lastly, the small update that went live the other day, well, we have some specific notes on what exactly it included. Now don't forget, if you've not yet played this game, Instant Gaming have it right now for 26% off, which is an amazing deal. So check out the link in the description below, but more on that later. And hey, if you could drop a like, it helps a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and you didn't enjoy the video. So Todd Howard says that planet exploration in Starfield was actually initially very brutal before being nerfed, saying that, and I quote, it was a pretty complex system. So the way the environmental damage works in the game on planets and your suit is you have the resistances to certain types of atmosphere effects, so whether that's radiation or thermal, etc. And that was a pretty complex system. Actually, it was very punitive, he says. He then continued to say, at the end of the day, it was just a complicated system for players to understand, so we just decided to nerf the hell out of it. It only matters a little bit, it matters more in flavor. The afflictions you get is more annoying knowing you have it. Now Todd's tidbit on quote-unquote afflictions refers to a status effect a player can incur in the game and occurs when a player gets injured when performing certain actions such as spraining your ankle after falling from a great height, or getting lung damage from breathing toxic gas, or simply getting frostbite. I say simply, but getting frostbite when being on a cold planet for an extended period. Now he also explained how one solution the dev team explored was offering players to have the option to have multiple spacesuits, and ultimately each one would be equipped depending on what type of extreme condition the planet had, and if any at all. He said, and I quote again, we originally wanted where, okay, I have multiple spacesuits. I have one for high radiation planets, and I also have one for really cold planets, and I have one for these environments. He then said, and I'm saying it now, people play the game, you don't think about it that much. It might be something, however, that we address going forward, but that was one type of solution there. Now, that comment alone, that Bethesda may address it, and again I quote, going forward, does imply, at least in my opinion, that Starfield may receive a hardcore or survival mode type difficulty level in the game. Personally, I actually think that'd be amazing, but I'm keen to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. Now, one of the reasons worth noting as well why this game is as smooth as it is, within reason of course, is because they basically had the final version done last year, but pretty much just played it to really fine-tune things, such as that exact scenario there. Now, we have the biggest tease in the game that hopefully changes in an update, on top of that the new patch notes, and players feeling like there's actually nothing left to do in the game. Now before we continue, today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming, the site that gives you the best and hottest games out right now for up to 70% off on any platform instant, no pun intended. For example, you can get Hogwarts Legacy right now for 27% off, not to mention the deluxe edition for 25% off. But it's not just games that are out, you can also save yourself a bunch of money on pre-orders too. The best part of it all is it's just a simple click to order, head out to the checkout, and in a matter of minutes the code for the game on whatever platform you chose would have landed in your mailbox ready for you to download, and they even have support available 24/7. One thing that I have to say I love the most, however, is the variety. From PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo, the catalogue of games they have is truly extensive. Now you can get PSN cards as well at, you guessed it, a discount. So check out Instant Gaming and use my code to save yourself even more right now. The link is in the description below. So a Reddit user posted, "This is the biggest tease in the game." And hey, let's be honest, this along with the other ships that you cannot pilot definitely are, but someone actually did add the following. You know what would have been a good and simple feature? Allowing players to control Vasco to go mineral hunting and surveying on planets whilst your character actually stayed at the ship. This could have also opened up the ability to customize Vasco with better traversing, upgrades, etc. Why did they not put in fun, simple stuff like that? Now, I actually totally agree with this and hope it is something that can be tweaked in the future, as after all, it is a game designed to be massively expanded upon, not just by mods, but actually by Bethesda themselves. Now, Bethesda has mentioned that they are working on a larger update that will add features and improvements in a post where they shared some notes on what the recent small patch actually included. Now, it was for the Xbox Series X and S and Microsoft Store and Steam, and the list is kinda long, so I've just gone ahead and picked out the key features, but the full notes are actually in the description as well. So for general, we have characters, which is where they have fixed an issue that could cause some characters to simply not be in their proper location. And then for star stations, it says fixed an issue where star stations would be labeled as a player-owned ship. Now for the graphics, we have addressed an upscaling issue that could cause textures to become blurry, and also resolved an issue that could cause photosensitivity issues when scrolling through the inventory menu. Now for ships, we have fixed an issue that would cause displayed items to disappear when applied to in-ship mannequins, and then fixed an issue that would cause items stored in the razor leaf storage containers and weapon racks to disappear after commandering another ship. Now the full notes are in the description below, but those are just the important ones I felt the need to share. Now the future is bright for this game, but a fan has posted the following. Anyone else feel like Starfield went from "there's so much to do and see, I'm very overwhelmed" to "so that's it"? Now the post says the following. I did a pretty thorough playthrough until New Game Plus, and to be honest, I'm finding it challenging to continue playing. I'm hopeful for future updates and massive mods, but this all takes time. It's a pretty awesome game, but doesn't really have that strong pull like Skyrim or Fallout did for some reason. Hopefully they expand on ship/base building and enrich planets and POIs more. And then they also did an edit to their post saying that I still think the game is great, and I didn't mean to make a controversial post, but I did compare the game to Skyrim and Fallout, which is actually fair because those are BGS games, and generally feel that when compared to, those two, Starfield seems to lack a little depth. That's why I also said that I'm hopeful for Starfield in the future. No need to get defensive or upset, the game is still a success. Now, what are your thoughts on those comments? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? And how bright is the future really for this game? Let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comment section below. But one thing we do know is that tension has been rising in the game after a feature was recently removed. So what is that exactly? Well, check out the video that you see on screen right now.